It's been a short while between videos, but it's for good reason, and I'd like to share this new information with you. So this video is titled Foreknowledge, something that I've mentioned before but I really want to hammer home at this point. On the 10th of May 2016, a drill was carried out in Manchester that had many similarities to the Manchester Arena bombing. Only a few days later, Manchester United Stadium had to be evacuated due to a fake bomb being left behind following a drill that was carried out there. I did a separate video on this, but in this clip a drill was mentioned by hospital staff, and the specifics of that drill also had similarities to the Manchester Arena bombing. Now this is where it starts to get interesting. This picture again. I've managed to obtain the first ever use of this picture, which still has the metadata attached to it. For those who don't know, metadata is specific details embedded into things like photographs and video. In the case of the photo, the metadata shows a description and also a date and time of the 22nd of May at 11 minutes past 7 in the morning. As you know, the bomb was supposed to have gone off at 10:31 that night. There's a website called Photo Forensics which you can upload pictures to, and it will give you even more information, assuming that it's an original copy. As you can see in the red box, it states that the time was originally created 11 minutes past 7 in the morning. This also shows the time zone as being UTC, which is practically UK time. This suggests that the photo was taken in the morning prior to the attack. If you recall, the photo was alleged to have been taken by a homeless man, Chris Parker, and he then sold it to the Press Association that are based here in the UK. Now maybe you could argue that the phone he took the picture with, he didn't set the correct time, but I find that hard to believe, because if he'd set the correct date, the time is likely to be correct too. Remember, it isn't an hour out due to British summertime, like the dashcam footage was. This is 15 hours too early. Turning to the information in the green box where it says APTOPIX, this is a library for pictures owned by the Associated Press, the American side that are connected to the Press Association. Very confusing, I know, but stick with me. So when I looked up this picture within that library, that too confirms the exact same creation time, but it's just based on American East Coast time zone. I then took a screenshot of the Press Association's website on the 19th of June this year, and here's the screenshot. As you can see, the Press Association's website states the creation date to have been the 22nd of May 2017 at 4 AM. Now there is a link with the American firm, so let's add 8 hours to the time difference. Even then, it still doesn't come close to the time that the bomb went off. The following day I was telling someone about these findings, and when I linked that page to them, I saw that the website had been changed. It now shows the creation time as being 3 PM. So if we did the same thing again, add 8 hours to it, it now actually fits back into the bombing timeline. But why has this been changed? Is it because the metadata in the original foyer picture is correct and that they're trying to cover the tracks? By changing the website, this is seriously important, but there's even more. As mentioned previously, there are 2 accounts from people who could not exit via the foyer due to being blocked off. Again, this sounds like foreknowledge. I know we've gone over Nick Bickerstaff and his video many times before, but I cannot stress as to how important his video actually is. So forget how stupid his acting is. I've said before that the only way for his video to have made any sense is if the video was taken prior to the bombing. This is because whilst he's talking about the bombing and seeing bodies blown up into bits, everyone else around him, security staff included, are not reacting to this in the slightest. They're casually walking around like anyone would prior to a concert. In my documentary, I showed this next video clip, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't put these 2 things together, but with this significant information from the foyer photograph in mind, it's made me think more about this foreknowledge issue much more. In the red box, Nick is roughly standing and filming himself. This upcoming clip is filmed by a girl within the green box area and is heading towards the exit. Based on the map, they're not actually that far away from each other. Now I don't believe for a second that no matter what your opinion is on this attack, that anyone can say that these 2 videos have been filmed roughly at the same time. How can in Nick's video the people be completely calm even though they are actually closer to the foyer than the girl is, though she is filming people running and panicking? Again, the only way for Nick's video to make any sense is that it was filmed before the start of the gig, before the bomb went off. Foyer photograph aside, this alone is seriously damaging to the official narrative. Going back to the photo, if we're happy to assume that it was in fact taken at 11 minutes past 7 in the morning, then what about John Barr's video that the public is still yet to be shown? When I covered this video, I said that it looked to have been taken at the same time as the photo because of the positions of the people that can be seen walking around and lying on the floor. So, was this video taken in the morning as well? This then got me thinking about the BBC Foyer video, whereby I pointed out that the tannoy announcement did not match John Barr's video. Why? Until now, I didn't think too much about it, but with this new information in mind, has the tannoy announcement been added to the video after the fact? Listen to how loud the tannoy is in John Barr's video.
Public safety announcement. Due to an incident, it is necessary to evacuate the area. Please leave the building immediately by the nearest exit.
Towards the end, the tannoy goes off again, but John starts speaking, but when he does, he practically drowns out the announcement, and when he stops talking, it goes really loud again.
This is a public safety announcement. Due to an incident, it is necessary to evacuate the area. Please leave
go and get your guys, go and get them.
By the nearest exit.
We need some help, yeah.
This just wouldn't happen, surely. If you were stood on a train station platform talking with someone on your mobile phone and the tannoy went off, it would drown you out, not the other way round. This would explain as to why the BBC's recording is slightly different to John Barr's, because it's just simply a recording put over the top of the video. If the photo and the video are from the morning, they could not have the actual tannoy play out because the people who were genuinely in the train station that morning would have heard it, and again, it would explain why the tannoy has had to be added after. Despite what the media said about the skylight being smashed, from flying the drone over the roof you can see it was intact, but they'd put a black cloth over the top. Now at the time I thought it was just to keep people from looking down into the foyer, but what about the possibility that if the photo and video are from the morning, it's actually to make the room look dark? How about this? There's a family that I've been meaning to cover, but for now I'm interested in the mention of the merchandise stall blowing up into bits. We know this isn't the case because in John Barr's video it's there perfectly intact, and if we're now seeing this evidence as being taken in the morning, then explains why it's still intact. It's intact because it needs to exist for the benefit of the concert which was happening later that night. For me, all this is really important, and regardless of your stance on this attack, I'd hope you would understand that even with the information just in this video alone, it should be enough to make you question the official narrative. Thanks very much for watching.